If you want to know what's going on in Rockingham County government, check out Rockingham County 411. If you're interested in county governmental programs, projects, and services, don't miss Rockingham County 411. Public Information Officer Mabel Scott will share important, crucial news you can use with Rockingham County 411.
Rockingham County 411, you're in a good place. We are talking to today Jeff Pruitt. He is the Opioids Resource and Safety Coordinator here in Rockingham County government, and he always has some interesting new ways that we can approach and deal with the opioids challenges that we're having to face, especially right now during the pandemic with COVID-19.
Correct.
Welcome back. And I see something very positive. Opioids epidemic information and education videos.
Well, we're trying to get information and education out into the community where we used to go out and do live events, and up until spring when we were shut down with COVID-19, because again, we are still working with an epidemic in the middle of a pandemic.
Yeah.
And so we still have to try to move forward in working with this issue. So we moved things to the fall, hoping that we could start up our live events again, and we can't. So we decided to do the next best thing, which is to put these out in videos. And that's what we've been working on for the past about 3 months of getting these done, getting them shot, getting them edited and put together so that we can start getting them out to the community, hopefully next week. The first one will come out.
Okay, and that's lots of work, right?
It's more than I ever imagined, yes.
I know, you don't have to tell me. So you're doing videos instead of the live events because of all the things associated with COVID-19.
Correct.
What are the advantages and the disadvantages?
Well, the advantages to it is I think we're going to be able to reach many, many more people. When you do live events and you set them up, in the different areas of the county, you're going to get so many people that show, and there's only so many of them you can do anyway. You can only go to so many churches, so many businesses, etc. This way, you can sit at home, pull it up on your computer, pull it up on your phone. We really want people to sit down with their families, because we're breaking these down into about half-hour videos. We don't want to lose attention spans, and we want to break them down into different topics so that folks can take that half hour, 40 minutes or so, get the information from that, and then in the next week or so we'll have a second one out, and we're breaking it down into 4 videos that'll be distributed over probably a couple of weeks apart. And again, we'll be able to reach more people, but the disadvantage to that is at the end of the video, of course, we're going to have information how they can get in touch with me if they have questions. I'm just a much more personable person where you can stop me in the middle of me talking and say, hey, I got a question, and you just don't have that with this venue. But it's still, you're going to have the opportunity to give us feedback, ask questions, and I'll get back with you as soon as possible. But again, the advantages, we can reach more people. Disadvantages, you just don't have that one-on-one with folks.
Yeah. What are your main goals?
Well, the main goal is what it's always been. We want to get as much education out there, much knowledge to people, and let them know what our resources is. We've got to reduce our stigma in the community. Stigma is still huge. We want people to know that there are places they can turn. There's many more resources as far as treatment organizations that are out there in different parts of the county, different types of treatment. And we want our pastors to know how to get in touch with these, how to help people go from there, because they're doing an excellent job of doing the counseling, talking with folks, but they've got to know what the resources are. Schools, our businesses. Our businesses have people that come in, people that interview well, want to get a job, but may have this problem that needs to be dealt with first. So we want everyone out there to know what is available in Rockingham County, how to get folks involved, and that we are reaching out in every way possible to make this happen. And if you have any other ideas, share them with me, please.
So how are you able to do this? Who are the folks who participated in making the video?
The county government, our commissioners, our DA, law enforcement, our treatment organizations, people within the community who are in recovery. The important thing is put out there is you can get into treatment and you can work your way into recovery and you can be productive. We need people to see that, because I still hear too much, Mabel. I hear too much of, these people, there's just no hope for them. And that's not true. That's not true. If somebody tells me that, then what am I going to do? I'm just going to think, really, there's no hope for me. So we want the education, folks. They know that they can reach out to people, because now this has gotten to the point that someone knows someone. Someone knows somebody or somebody's family that's had this issue. And if they can pass this information along and say, oh, we heard about this new treatment organization that's opened up Eden, Reidsville, in the West, and try to help folks take that first step.
That's good. That's good. Your audience.
Our audience is the whole county. I mean, that's just the long and short of it. But again, we want to get this into our churches. We want to get it into our schools. We want civic organizations. This is going to have the opportunity that you can sit at home and look at this. And I cannot express how important it is that take the time, sit down with your teenagers, sit down with even your adolescents, young adults, sit down as a couple and look at this, because at some point you're going to see this. If you haven't already, you're going to see this. And we want people to have as much education as possible on this, to know that there are resources out there. Because I still get that. We just don't have any resources in the county. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. We're much better than we were just a couple of years ago.
How will these opioids videos be distributed that we've been talking about today?
Good question. We're going to get them out on YouTube. We're going to get them out on Facebook. For the old school people like me, I'll even have some discs. You can put them in your computer and look at them. I mean, no, look at me, folks. I'm telling you. We're going to put them on thumb drives. Mm-hmm. So, because we know that there's people out in the county that getting on social media is still difficult. Mm-hmm. So we want them to have every opportunity as possible to look at these. And
Make
as they
it
come
simple.
as they come out, we want to give you as many opportunities to look at this as you possibly can. Mm-hmm. If you have it, you've looked at it, share it with someone else. Don't just hang on to it. Share it with someone else. Pass it along. And we will be getting these out any and every way we can over the next few weeks.
Can the community provide feedback?
Absolutely. As we said earlier, I really depend on that feedback, because there's some great ideas out there. There's some great questions out there. And we usually get these when we're doing the live events, and I'm sitting there writing down notes and everything like, wow, why didn't I think of this? Or, we really need to look at this. But you're going to have a way of getting in touch with me. You're going through the my phone number. You're going to also have my email address, and you'll be able to get in touch with me, ask any questions. If I don't have the answer, I've got plenty of resources in the county now that I can get the answer. And we're even reaching outside the county now. We're working with other counties that everybody's dealing with this. And we're bouncing ideas off of each other. And it goes back to the old thing we used to say when I worked with the Medicaid program, is that we'll share willingly and we'll steal shamelessly if it helps us. And we will do that to get the information in our county that we need.
I think that's very creative. No sense in spinning your wheels trying to do something when someone else has already done it, so just reinvent.
Well, it makes me feel good to have other counties call us and say, hey, where are you with this? And can we use that? Yeah, absolutely. Use it. Take it. Whatever helps you, because I'm going to take your stuff too if there's something there that I like.
And the bottom line is helping people.
Exactly.
Trying to save as many lives as possible.
And again, I want to put out that our law enforcement, our EMS, fire departments, and all are doing great jobs at saving lives. Now, in the opioid plan through the governor, it was to reduce our overdose deaths by 20%. Now look, I want everybody to understand, we can give Narcan and continue to save lives. We can bring people back, and we've hit that 20% number. I'm really sure of that. The thing is, we've got to be able to provide that next step and that next opportunity. And that's where, where Reidsville PD has come in and started their post-overdose response team. And we're using that as a pilot program where after an overdose event, when EMS, law enforcement goes out, within that 48 to 72 hours, we got a team going out and approaching that person, giving them the information that they need, letting them know that the resources are here, letting them know we care about them.
That's good.
And that we're not just out to arrest, we're not out to punish. We're out to provide you the help that you need and the opportunity to get there. And we've had success. We have had success. I know 3 people who have made that first step. And just in that area alone, that's huge. So our goal is, over the next several months, is to get that spread across the county.
I really liked what you said earlier. The opioid epidemic within the COVID pandemic.
Correct.
That's a double whammy.
Right. And we're seeing,
that's
unfortunately,
so
an
much.
increase in our overdose rates. And you hear it on the news, increase in mental health issues, child abuse, domestic violence, drug abuse. I mean, people are struggling with the coping skills of how to deal with all of this. And this is just one thing within it. And with the information that we're putting out there, it's not just about substance abuse treatment, because we're trying to come to the person and where they are. And if the person comes up to me or anyone else that's out there that worked with this, the things we're trying to put into place is find out where they are. Because if they say, you know, what I really need is housing, what I really need is food, this is where I am. We want to be able to provide that information to them and show we do care and we are listening. And if we can help you with this, then maybe we can come back and help you with that next step, whatever that next step may be for you. And we've got to open up and listen to what they say. It doesn't mean, and I cannot emphasize this enough, I hear, well, if we could get rid of the drug problem, everything else will fall in place. That is not necessarily true. That's why I say we got to come to where the person is. Because their needs right at that moment may not be thinking about, well, I've got a drug issue, I've got a substance abuse issue, and that's top of the hierarchy. No, that may not be it. So as long as we can reach out, we can provide, we can show we care, and we can give folks the information for them, we're going to continue to be a better place.
And so often it's basic needs.
Exactly.
As you said, not at the top of the hierarchy.
Right.
We're talking about food, clothing, shelter.
Maslow's hierarchy.
Yes,
exactly.
yes.
That's exactly what we're looking at.
Boy, we have a lot to do, and this is why we are trying to highlight the programs here in Rockingham County that are dealing with real issues and real challenges that together, collaboratively, we can all solve together. Thanks again to Jeff Pruitt and all the folks that he's working with. We want to do a shout out to the Opioids Resource and Safety Coordinator and the task force and all the people who help you. Rockingham County 411, you're in a good place.